So let's talk imports. Pork imports, not quite as shocking as when we take a look at those beef and veal imports.
Well, so we'll start with pork, and like you said, nothing super shocking there. Pork imports for the month over month, down 8%, and then if I use the first 3 months, down just under 6% for the quarter. Beef, like I said, another story. Just comparing March of 2025 to March of 2024, beef and veal imports 47% higher this year. If I use the quarterly approach, which I think tells a little different story, 3 months together, imports were 24% higher quarter over quarter. Both big numbers for sure. We're bringing in a whole lot more beef.
I think it's important to talk about how that the role that the import element plays in, if you don't mind, Kenny, thinking about one, our needs, and two, our ability to continue to be able to meet demand for consumers, which I think hamburgers, like my mind immediately goes to fast casual and having hamburgers available.
Sure, and a large share of the beef that's consumed in this country is in ground form. You talk about burgers, but also burger is used in a lot of different dishes, right? That matter, tacos, chili, all those sorts of things. And I think that perspective is important because a lot of what we import absolutely is trim meat. So, for example, if you look at kind of the two traditional trading partners, Mexico and Canada, imports were have been up from Mexico, down from Canada. And Canada probably is the country that has the most similar system to ours that we trade with. If you look at where a lot of the increases are from, and I think those are areas that we tend to bring in a lot of trim. So I think there's two comments I would make. The first would be just what you said, that absolutely we've got strong demand, for beef. Although we have increased, I shouldn't say increased, although we've offset some of the slaughter decreases with higher weights. Supply is certainly not growing. So, the fact that we're bringing in some speaks to demand. I want to mention one other thing. And 2 weeks ago, I think Josh was on the program last week, I think, but I guess 2 weeks ago for Cattle Market Notes Weekly, he wrote about slaughter weights and he wrote about basically higher quality grades as a result of that. I just want to mention that just because I think that part of that may also be related to the fact that these weights are higher. Where our cattle are grading higher, which means there's more marble, which probably also means there's more fat trim. So that may mean there's more need for lean trim than to use for blending purposes. So I think both of those things are probably relevant when we think about what we're seeing with imports.